Radio Lomax, l'émission du 106.
Salut les Darkos, ce soir au menu du club, caviar de pop noir sur tartine d'harmonie angélique. Une assiette qui fonctionne plutôt bien, on y trouve des copeaux de badalamenti, quelques gouttes de Shangri-Las, un zeste de strawberry switchblade même pour équilibrer. Ils s'appellent Cults et viennent nous présenter To The Ghost, leur 5e album hanté. Ouh! Brian, Madeleine, welcome.
Thank you.
Radio Lomax, l'émission du 106.
Okay, so thank you for being here first. And I'll start right away by asking you, what's the best way to catch a ghost?
Stay up late and bring a child in the room with you.
Okay, ooh.
And they will tell you
Okay.
where the ghost is.
Okay. That sounds right.
I like it. Children see ghosts.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
how to find them.
Okay.
Capturing them is a
Hmm.
much bigger issue.
Might be impossible.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm willing to try.
You have to find out why they're there, what emotional, what they need to work through
Yes.
to move
Yeah.
forward.
And yes, is it a way to look for your own ghosts in your own lives?
Yeah, I think that was like a reference in the album for sure. It felt like we didn't really come up with the name until we had written the whole thing, and we were like going through some of the lyrics, like being like, what kind of sums this all up? And that's like a line from the third song on the record, Crystal, and we were like, oh yeah, that's kind of it. It's like this is like the first record we've done where we're kind of looking backwards instead of just being in our current moment, and then there's like a lot of reasons for that, but I think it's like it was like a cool experience for us to be able to like survey more territory.
Okay, yeah.
We tend to keep the ghosts in the closet.
At bay. Okay.
Yeah.
Brought them out.
Okay. I heard you started a whole creating process during a certain pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does a band survive that?
Government assistance.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Or maybe did writing help you get through it?
It definitely did, because it kind of gave us like a semblance of like normal life.
Mm-hmm.
So we had somewhere to go every day, and we were still able to like sort of work. So because we had just put out a record in the beginning
Oh, yes.
and of the pandemic, and we weren't able to tour it, so it was really a depressing send off for the record.
Yeah, sure.
But it gave us hope that we would be able to do something in the future, because at that point we really didn't know if we would ever be able to tour again. That was like a real thing. People were saying there's just never going to be concerts again. And luckily we have been able, especially coming to Europe, I feel like there was like, we were like, will we ever be able to do that? So being here is like pretty special for us.
Okay. Sure. The tone of the album here, I will say, is as eerie as it is sometimes cheerful, which is, you achieved that balance on that record. Why now? Why on this one?
It's funny because playing these songs here has made me realize, like, I didn't realize until last night when we were playing Paris, I'm like, oh, this song is so French. And then like we played the next one and I'm like, wow, this is very French as well. And we certainly listen to a lot of French music and absorb a lot of French culture, but I feel like, French music specifically really understands that like beauty is not beauty without some ugliness.
Yeah,
That like
sure.
you will listen to like French pop music even, and the bridge will come in and it's really dissonant and strange, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. And I really do believe that, like, if I look at something that's just like beautiful, it has no impact on me. If I look at something that's like beautiful and then a little bit destroyed and then beautiful again, then like I have emotional reactions. So I think in our music, yeah, it's like within one song or even within the album, it's like important for us to try to like capture a lot of different sides of ourselves, and like even between our dynamic, you know, like where and I think that comes out. Like I think if we both made music separately, it would sound very different, but like this band is what happens when we get together, and that definitely has to do with like humor, and it has to do with fear and ghosts
Yeah.
and all kinds of other things.
Okay. Okay, the world is moving fast. We can all agree. New York is moving fast, I guess, too.
Yeah.
So might that be one of the reasons that your songs seems to be more and more timeless? As to say, okay, stop it.
Yeah. I mean, well, when we started this band, we were like really influenced by like 60s music, but then we made all the music on our laptop. So we like didn't have like, you know, the 60s is like 7 guys in a room and like really old microphones and instruments. We didn't have any of that. So I think that our music ended up sounding kind of outside of time, because it's like vintage music made electronically, and we just haven't changed the way we do it and haven't really changed our taste. But yeah, I think we're always, I get really upset when I hear something and I think, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What is this 1960s recording I've never heard before? And I look it up and it's from like 2019. That makes me mad. So we always try to put something in there that makes it obvious that it's now, but we're also trying to just move through different eras, you know, like as much as we can.
Yeah, 2 Throwback is cheesy.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Sorry. How does Shane work with you? You had maybe another take with him this time because you are co-producers, if I'm right. So what changed in the dynamics?
You know, the nice thing is that he is pretty consistent. Shane is, in that he comes in and really is like a translator for us, because a lot of the time we hit a point where I'm trying to explain something that I want, or he's trying to explain something that he wants, and we're not really understanding exactly what it is. And he will come in and he'll be like, I think I know what you guys like. And he kind of comes in and translates and also makes us both happy.
Okay.
So,
which is kind of like the like, you know, vintage role of the producer, you know, is like to like gel the band together, and he does like such a magnificent job of that, because we've worked with him for 15 years now, and he is also like our best friend.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even really work in music anymore. He works in movies, and he just makes an exception and
Just
takes
for you.
time off to work for us. Yeah, we're really happy.
yeah. And a lot of other, like, well, you know, working with other people, they don't take me seriously sometimes, or they won't, you know, because if he has like more like knowledge, synth knowledge or something,
okay, yeah.
so a lot of people won't take the time to understand what I'm saying and work to actually like make that happen. So he's,
Sometimes
like,
Madeline will be like, the song is too yellow.
I would never say
and
that.
I'm looking
That's
at-
too abstract.
but it's true. A lot. When we get to the bottom of what it is, I totally understand what she's saying. You know, like sometimes we just speak different languages at
Yeah,
times.
and
so,
Shane, having worked with us for so long, knows exactly what we're saying.
Okay.
So, yeah.
2 things. I have shrooms if you want to see something yellow, but
Yeah.
and 2 things, that's a shame, because it's a problem here in France too. Like I don't know how to pronounce it, because misogynistic.
right?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, she's just a girl on stage. Let's
Yeah.
ask a guy.
Yeah, it's gotten much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. It's gotten better. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 100%, but
Okay. Okay, 14 years, yes, if I'm right, into the band's existence. You were talking about that a few minutes ago. How do you find the right balance between you two creatively and personally too?
You know, it's funny because it's changed over the years, but like people always think we're insane because like when we get off tour, and more often than not, within like a day or two, we're like, "What are you doing?" Like we all just hang out all the time. It's really, we've had this magical like run of being in the band and being just like best friends. And you know, I think we all like secretly kind of assumed that at some point that would stop because you look at all the bands and none of them get along, and we have our share of arguments and just extremely stressful situations, but then at the end, like, we just love making music together, and we also love hanging out. So we're just like really glad that like we've been able to really separate the tension into its own space.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're both also really able to like have those intense moments and like be very angry and then get over it and act like nothing happened, because it's hard. You have to really like, if you can't hang on to things because it's such an intense
Lifestyle.
yeah, like we're stuck in a tin can driving around
With no
very
sleep
close
for 30
quarters with
days.
no sleep, and people
Yeah,
are gonna
sure.
get in bad moods, but you have to just know that you're in a very intense situation. So
With ghosts.
yeah.
Okay. So, lastly, let's get back in time. Your song "Go Outside" was infamous for having Jim Jones's voice,
Yes.
which at the time reminded me strongly about Psychic TV's "Dreamless Suite,"
Yeah, for sure.
where you have quotes and guns shooting and pop ballads over it. So it was pop characters. Pop stars can be evil incarnate too, and he was a pop star in his way. Yeah. And behind all the love and devotion, there can be a twist. Does that encapsulate your music?
In a way, yeah.
In a
for
way?
sure. Well, definitely, that was like the fascination of that record, was like this like kind of idea of like escape from like whatever you know it was, if it was like a relationship or like a feeling of being beholden to something or someone. And we were like dropping out of school and jumping into music and like you know, really scared about that. And like that idea of like escape was like kind of us consoling ourselves and being like, this is what we're gonna do, we're making the right choice, you know. And but there's a lot of anxiety in that record too. And yeah, and it's like, what do you worship? You know what I mean? Like, what's your drive? What do you think has value? And at that moment in our lives, that changed like so drastically. So it was something where we're like, okay, music is our God now. You know?
Okay, so
And I'm really glad that 14 years later, we still like feel like that way, you know? I mean, I wasn't sure. Like, you were like, I don't know, maybe in like a year we'll hate this, you know, but we haven't. We're here back in Rouen and having an awesome time. So we're really grateful.
who would you sample today?
Would we sample today? You know, we do have some samples in I don't know if we have any real ones on this record, but in the last one we had some of like some ones we got in the subway or on the street and stuff. And to me, like a lot of that stuff of like what that was at the time is like now it's so normal for someone to just go on TV and say insane things.
There's a lot of people to sample.
Too many.
I'm not sure we need to amplify their voices, you know.
Okay, thank you. That was the right answer. I
We're
said.
stopping that. No more.
Thank you for killing it. Okay,
Yeah.
you can drop the mic and go say whatever you like. Okay, thank you for
you
being
so
here.
Thank you for having us. We're gonna have an awesome time tonight. We're so glad to be here.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye.